Hey, Jeff. Another podcast down last week. How's your week been going so far?
My week's been pretty good. Just working lots, getting lots of hours in, gearing up for startup of school in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we did some shopping as well and got a few things for the boys, and they're ready to go now, and everything's good. The world is good. So now we're just taking the next 2 weeks and going easy, just, going to the beach, swimming, doing little fun things here and there. Should we get into
Awesome.
the movie?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Cue the music.
Today we have the Super Mario Brothers movie. It stars Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, and Jack Black. It was written by Aaron Horvath, Michael Jelenic, and Pierre Leduc, and it was written by Matthew Fogel. This movie had a budget of $100 million. It was released April 5th, 2023 to 4,300 theaters. It capped out at 4,371 theaters through its full release, averaging about 8.8 weeks per theater run. And it brought in a whopping $1.358 billion. Billion. Like that's a lot of money.
I believe that
Yeah.
though. I believe that though, just based on the movie itself. It was an amazing movie. It was great for everyone. It hit all audiences. They were very clever on who they marketed to, even making Peach a main, like a lead female character. That definitely brought like little girls and stuff, and little boys, but a lot of young girls, that gave them a strong female lead. Because if you took Peach out, what would you have for characters? So they really knew how to hit all the audiences to get those box office numbers, which I think is very clever.
This is the point right now that if you have not seen this movie, but judging by the box office score, you probably did. If you haven't seen this movie, this is a spoiler review. So get out now, pause the podcast, go watch the movie, come back. We'll be here with you to break it all down. And it's a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. What I liked about this movie was it took itself very serious. This was not a movie that was like, hey, how can we just get as much cash as we can? This movie was very serious. It had a finite storyline. It was just like, this is the story. It stuck to the story. It was hilarious in parts. It was super serious in parts. All the characters were true to form.
This movie, it was it was great, and I think they did stay really true to the characters of the Nintendo games, and it takes you into a world like that Mario world where you're kind of transported from Brooklyn or wherever they're from, and you see their life in Brooklyn, and you get transported into Mario Land, and they did that transition very well. And even the characters, like you said, they're all very true to what they are. I have to tell you, Bowser is one of my favorite characters of this movie. Um, Jack Black did such an amazing job. I always like Jack Black in whatever he does, because he does some interesting projects. As we know, he's an interesting kind of guy.
And you
And
can't tell that it's him either.
you can't. So when you
Like,
listen to that
yeah.
at first, like when you listen to the character, Bowser's character, you're like, who's that voice? I know that voice. I've heard it somewhere. I just can't figure it out. But then when you listen, then you start to hear it. Once you know it's Jack Black, then you're like, oh yeah, that's Jack Black. Okay, it makes sense now. But he did a really good job at kind of covering the Jack Blackness of his voice, if that makes any sense at all.
I'm
Uh,
sure there's probably some audio effects to make his voice deeper and raspier than what it would be in real life because it is Bowser. But like Chris Pratt, he did an excellent job as Mario.
yeah,
He
it
like
was okay.
I know there was a lot of backlash at first when he was first casted. They're like, they're gonna bring Chris Pratt as Mario. Like he
I didn't have a problem with Chris Pratt. I felt like it could have been played by anybody. And so for me, that was a little disappointing. I expected a little more from Chris Pratt. Maybe I'm just being a little hard on Chris Pratt, but I definitely was looking for more.
What's your
Sometimes
problem? What's your problem with my boy Chris Pratt?
I got beef, man.
What is it? What's it about him?
Okay, so here's my beef with Chris Pratt playing Mario. Sometimes he would have an accent, like that Brooklyn accent, and then sometimes he wouldn't. That was one. Number two, I know he didn't want to do the Italian accent because he didn't want to like Mamma Mia and stuff like that. I get it. It's cool. I don't know. I felt like what's Charlie Day, who is Luigi?
Yep.
I could really hear his Brooklyn accent. I heard it through the whole thing from the beginning to the end. And I really liked Charlie Day's performance over Chris Pratt's performance. And I don't get me wrong, I do like Chris Pratt as an actor. I just didn't like him as the voice of Mario. I thought it was too generic for my liking.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Same with Peach. I did like Anya's portrayal of Peach, her voice acting of Peach. However, I feel like any female actress could have done it.
Fair enough.
It was very general. What did you think about Cranky Kong? How did you feel about Cranky Kong?
Incredibly done. You know what? There's not going to be much about this movie that
You didn't like?
I am going to dislike.
Really, I didn't like Cranky Kong. That's why I brought it
No?
up. No,
Okay.
I didn't like the voice of Cranky Kong, and I looked it up after, and I realized it was Fred Armisen. And I loved him. I love him on SNL. He's great there, but I just it was so like whiny and like nothing like any of the other characters. The other like Kong characters, like Donkey Kong was played by Seth Rogen, and
Yep.
he did a great job. I thought he did a great job. And he even had his like signature laugh in there, so it's Seth Rogen in case you forgot, which is kind of funny. But I thought it added to the character, whereas like Cranky Kong, I was just like so annoyed. It's like just stop talking. But that's just my personal opinion. Also, okay, I want to bring up one character that
Sure.
I absolutely love because I have a dark, sick sense of humor. You know who it is.
Yes.
You know who it is. Say it.
Yep.
It's
Luma Lee.
yes.
Yeah.
And Luma Lee was played by Juliet Jelinek, and I thought she did a good job. I thought it was like so cute, but also so dark, and I think that was the whole point, and I enjoyed it.
My kids absolutely hysterically laughed
Yeah.
when that character was on the screen talking about falling to their doom and
Yeah.
that it's okay, and but they had a good kick out of that character.
Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Those are probably my favorite moments is when they're in the prison cages and Luma Lee's, talking them into doom, gloom, and despair. It's so fun.
When I was a kid playing the games, Bowser always scared the hell out of me. It was like very intimidating. Look at this big friggin' turtle with the spiked shell, and he's blowing fire, and it just always scared the hell out of me. I thought the opening scene was fantastic, where he's got it's kind of interesting. Some scenes they make it look like it's just a chunk of world that he's on, but then other scenes make it look like it's his Bowser battleship.
Right.
And so
I think it might be
whatever,
both.
but so he comes down on that, and then he comes out and he's gonna like take on the penguin army.
Yes.
And like just
Funny,
fries them. Like they launch their attack, which is a bunch of snowballs, and they just kind of like laugh at them. And then Bowser like launches his like fire breath on them and just burns the place down. And awesome, intimidating scene. Set the tone for Bowser right away. But then it's almost like the very next Bowser scene, we see why he has been chasing Princess Peach for eternity. And it's because he has the hots for her. He likes her. He wants some of that Princess Peach action.
Also, Keegan Michael Key as Toad. What did you think about Keegan Michael Key as Toad? Because I had heard some people complain that his voice was too high pitched or something, but I had no problems with it. I liked it.
Anytime that I've ever imagined what Toad sound like, it's exactly like that.
Like
I mean, the guy's small. Like
he's small.
He
He's a
should have
mushroom.
like a higher pitched voice. you know. And I felt like they even stayed true to his recent character, because his recent character is like Toad Treasure Tracker,
Right.
and he likes to go out on little adventures and find stuff. And
Yeah.
I thought that like that's what he was in this movie. He was like, I'm gonna go help find your brother because I am useful.
Right.
And usually Toad is not a character that is useful. In fact, there's only a handful of games. Mario 2, Mario 3D Worlds. No, not Mario. Yeah, Mario 3D World, where you can actually play as Toad.
Right.
And so like yeah, it's I liked it. I liked the portrayal.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
good. I think most of the characters were well suited. Like I said, Chris Pratt, okay. Cranky Kong hated it. Hated the choice there. Or whatever the actor did with the voice
Yeah.
acting there. Yeah. Not a fan. Yeah. Okay, Jeff. So what did you like about this movie?
Some of the things I liked about this movie is I like all the Easter eggs that were hidden. Some of them, if you blinked, you missed it.
Yep.
I think it was really neat that Mario didn't like mushrooms,
Yeah, yeah. That
and like
was fun.
his whole video game life is based off eating different types of mushrooms. Which I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was really neat how the scene when he talks to the princess, she decides, yeah, let's go save Luigi and stop Bowser, that she takes him to like the practice course, and he like eats the mushroom for the first time, and you see like his hands grow big and all that jazz, and he becomes Super Mario. And then he tries the course and then just continuously dies. And
Yeah.
there's that, was it like the 70s or 80s songs, I Need a Hero? Like,
Yeah, so I really like the music choices because they're 80s music,
yep.
right through. Um, I enjoyed those, and I really liked the humor in this movie as well. It was targeted to adults as well, not just kids, so that parents could enjoy this movie as well. So I appreciated that. I loved all the game references. Did you catch the Splatoon game reference?
Uh, Maybe. I think so.
So there was one there. There was a scene where Mario um, is in the water or whatever, or in the water area, like with the sea creature. Do you remember that?
Okay.
And it shoots out water, and a little white like octopus thing from Splatoon gets stuck on his face. It's like
Okay.
really quick,
Okay.
but all through the movie there's little things scattered like that in the movie, and I
Yeah, there's
really.
one. There's Yoshi Island. So
Yep.
all the Yoshis are running around.
Yes, yes.
And then yeah, there's that. There's the Yoshi egg at the end that's
Yep.
as like a wedding gift that they bring to Bowser's wedding. It's just like
Yep.
the Yoshi egg just sitting on the top.
Mhm.
I thought the graphics were awesome. Like the special effects were great.
The
One of my
special
favorite
effect.
scenes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes was the fight between Mario and Donkey Kong.
Yep.
And I went from um like having like Raccoon Mario as my favorite version of Mario to the cat Mario being my favorite version. He plays it so well, and it's just very, very nice. Like it was a very well done scene where he
Yeah.
beats Donkey Kong.
I think they do a really great job of immersing you in the world, like in all of the world. And I mentioned this earlier. The CGI is so good in this movie. You really, and the character design as well is very close to what you would imagine Mario and Luigi and the whole crew looking like if they were 3D characters, right? Or real
Yep.
characters. And they're so cute. Like the characters are so cute. I would wear that on a t-shirt or whatever. Like they're just so adorable. But they stay true to what they're supposed to be. So I really liked the design of all the characters, and I really enjoyed the way they did the worlds and how they made the brick boxes, the with the coin where the coins fall out, the question mark boxes, and even just Mario doing that training montage scene was very reminiscent of the game. It's right out of the game, and it's nice that they put that in there so you feel like you're actually in a game, but also in a movie. So that was my experience with the CGI and the graphics. I thought it was very stunning, even like Mushroomland,
Yep.
Mushroom. Um, when they first land there through when they're coming through the tube from Brooklyn, and they land in Mushroomland, you see like all these mushrooms and everything's green and blues and bright, and all the colors are nice and poppy. And I really enjoyed that about this movie for sure. Right through to the end.
Yeah, it looks great. Even when they were doing the Mario Kart scene,
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
going through like Rainbow Road and doing all that fun stuff. Like that was, yeah, like I said, the graphics in this were incredible. The
yeah.
comedy was good. Like it was funny when it needed to be funny. It was serious when it needed to be serious. And yeah, it was a lot to like about this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. Um, you know, I took my 5-year-old and my 9.5-year-old to this movie. My 5-year-old doesn't sit still for anything. He watched this movie right through, and that says buckets because that says a lot because it has to be able to hold an attention of a 5-year-old,
Yep.
and so this movie does a really good job doing that and keeping the audience interested. There are so many things along the way. There are so many adventures that they're mini adventures that they're taking, and so I think the audience kind of goes along this journey, and you feel like you're not stopping, like you feel like you keep going and going and going, which is nice because it has that good pace, like it's not dragging. I think this movie does, out of all the movies we've reviewed so far, I think this movie does a great job at keeping a good, really good pace, um, and just keeping the viewer interested in what they're doing, what the characters are doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. You bring up your kiddos. I took my daughter and son to see this movie. They're 7 and 11, and my daughter's 7, my son's 11. And we went opening night to this, and we also went opening night to see Barbie. And my daughter, who is 7, who is obsessed with Barbie, cosplayed Barbie to go to the movie. She has all the vehicles. She's got the dream house. She's got like 30 or 40 Barbies, all the accessories, all the clothes. She says to me after we left Barbie, she's like, Daddy, I think I liked the Mario movie better. And she's not a video gamer. She's not a kid that watches like any of the older like Mario cartoons or anything, but I think this one was geared to kids.
Mhm. Overall, what would you rate this movie?
Well, the audience score Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 95%.
Did they? What
The
did the
the
critic?
critics gave it a 59%.
Yeah.
Well, this is a masterpiece movie. I can't see anything wrong about this movie. This movie was incredible, funny from the start. Uh, it was serious when it needed to be. The CGI was amazing. The actors, I felt, all did a very good job. To me, it's a perfect movie. It's
Yeah.
not the greatest movie I've ever seen,
Right.
but it's a perfect movie. It's in my top 5, top 10, and it's incredibly well done.
Yeah.
And I hope that they make an extended Mario universe.
I think they will. I think you'll see um, more of these movies, or you might see a Mario World pop up somewhere, like at a amusement park, if you know what I mean. Um, I feel like that's kind of what they're gunning for here, and they're kind of setting that up. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it. It's a great world, and they would get a lot of people who love Mario and Luigi and all the other characters wanting to go to these places or see more. It would be a great franchise opportunity for them for sure, I think.
So
Um,
for me, my rating for this is it is a garbage bag of popcorn that
okay.
is layered butter throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
Tons of salt and pepper, not peppers, tons of salt. You're getting the dill pickle
Yeah.
stuff on the top. You're getting the salt and vinegar. You're getting the white cheddar. You're getting all of it. This is I to me it's a perfect movie. It gets the highest rating.
So you're throwing
That's
all your money into the
it's the
popcorn.
whole thing. Yep.
You're tossing all your coins.
It's not an extra large. It's like I said, it's a garbage bag
Oh shoot.
of like this is. This is to me, it's a perfect movie. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
I don't know if I'd go garbage bag, but definitely XXL, lots of butter, couple of spas, a little salt, maybe a little ketchup, what do you call it? That sprinkle ketchup powder stuff. Then some more butter. I mean, it was good. I really loved this movie. It appealed to everyone. It just had, and it left you feeling good. You leave the theater feeling good about what you saw, and you can enjoy this with your family, which is a bonus for me.
Amazing. Great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So what do we got next? We got surprise? Surprise.
Okay. Surprise.
Surprise? Yeah.
Okay. I
Surprise for
think
the next one?
surprise for the next one. All right. We can go surprise. I'm down.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Uh, check us out on all the social media. We're the Popcorn Patrol. You can find us basically anywhere except Truth Social. We're not there and we'll never go there. Trump Social? I don't know what it's called.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Anyways, catch us every week and like, subscribe, do the things. And we hope you'll tune in and just grow with us. Yep. We'll see you next weekend, next week.